Here's the snapback. Here's the kick. He's got the leg into it. If it is good, and it is! Austin scores! A 49-yard field goal, and Indiana leads 27-24.
Oh, it's an end around one to throw. Page looking at the quarterback, and it's a touchdown! Page finds Leno! Penix rolling out of the pocket to a strong hand. Delivers deep down the field. Caught, touchdown! Fry Fogel again.
Welcome to the LEO podcast. I'm your host, Michael Bragg. You can find me on Twitter. It's at Bragley, Braggley. I'm here once again, back from his poorly timed vacation, as you would call it. The co-host Brandon, he's back. You can find him on Twitter. It's at Brandon Dubich. Brandon spelled traditionally Dubich, D-U-B-I-C-H. Welcome back, Brando.
It is good to be back. What a game on Friday. Obviously, you guys did the post-game pod yesterday, so I'm not going to cover too much ground on it today. But, man, did that just feel good. Not just because of the way it happened, but, I mean, I don't know if there was anything more much needed. And it takes, one isn't a streak, but, I mean, you could just feel the collective monkey off IVU's proverbial back. So that makes what we do a lot more enjoyable. Hopefully that makes us more enjoyable to listen to, and so on and so forth. So ready to talk some Vandal football today.
Speaking of Vandals, back with us 2 days in a row. Producer Seth, block him on Twitter, which most of you have already done, as you told us on Friday. Say Top 5, SETAH5. What's up, Seth? Welcome back.
Idaho football. Yay.
I kind of wish this was an away game because I would go to this game. I'd go to the Kibbe Dome. I thought you were going to say
potatoes and hunting. That's what Idaho does.
There was a funny, because I was trying to, of course, nobody does a preview for Idaho. So I was trying to find something to pull some stuff off of whatever, even Washington State's thing. And I found a Washington State website that did a promo or a preview of the game. And they just had a picture of like a hilly field. And it said the battle of this. And it was just a picture of like this like grassy, like not even grassy, just like beige, some sort of thicket in a field with hills. And I don't know, it's pretty funny. So, all right. Well, yeah, we're talking about Idaho. That's 8 p.m. on Saturday. We are playing on Saturdays this season as well. September 10th in Memorial Stadium again, another night game under the new lights. This one's on BTN. Last week I told you guys Fox, so hopefully you guys didn't watch the Fox thing. You went over to FS1. Maybe you figured it out at some point. You only had 4 hours to figure it out. The line for this game, I only found it in one spot, Brandon, from WinBet. Has IU as 22.5-point favorites. I would have thought they would have put another 10 spot on that, but based on what Idaho did last week, which we will talk about in a little bit, that seems about right. Over under 54 seems low, but that's fine. Previous meeting, that was last year. That was on September 11th. IU won. I'll never forget it. 56-14. So anything else you want to add on the intro here before we get in through our stuff? Brando?
No, I mean, again, our offense got better. I don't know how much better their defense got, but I kind of forgot this game. I forgot that the offense last year put up 56 points against these guys.
Oh yeah.
So
I'm
making a change to my prediction now, by the way.
And no, their defense based on we'll talk about it here in a little bit, but so no new news. I mean, we did just talk to you guys yesterday. So nothing's really happened between now and then, other than I guess we can throw it in. There's no press highlights or anything else. But Bo Robbins, Brandon, was incredible on Friday and has earned himself a starting position according to the depth chart that was released by IU this week. What are your thoughts?
I mean, for those that listen to our position group breakdown, Seth said it pretty much had to happen this year, right? Like we needed a guy to step up from that edge position, and you're not going to find too many better lines in the Big Ten than what Brett Bielema in Illinois has. So the fact that Bo Robbins was able to do that, like who has a better offensive line? Like Ohio State? Yeah, Michigan
Wisconsin,
lost a lot.
maybe.
Michigan State, maybe. Definitely not Penn State. I mean, you saw Sean Clifford running for his life. I mean, a little bit that's a functionality of Sean Clifford, but like you'll be lucky to find another 2 or 3 offensive lines better than what we faced against Illinois. And Bo Robbins was a bona fide stud in that game. So it's not surprising. And you know, we've been waiting for years, but better now than never. I love it.
Yeah, it's okay. And don't hate on Sean Clifford. He's tied with IU right now at 1-0. So not a bad quarterback. Yeah, let's talk about Idaho now. Go back, Brandon. Brandon obviously didn't listen to Seth and I talk yesterday because I think Illinois' defense, and Seth called, I think their defensive backfield top 12 in the country. I think that was a direct quote. Top 3 in the Big Ten, if maybe not the best in the Big Ten. And then their offensive line, we talked about that in the preview. I mean, their offensive line is nothing but massive dudes.
And it looked like it on screen. I mean, it looked, I don't know what it looked like in person, Bragg, but like on screen, that looked like a big boys offensive line.
To me, it didn't seem too much different than just a normal Big Ten game. But I mean, maybe, you know, looking at it on TV could be totally different. But
Seth, we want to chip in here? Want to be the?
No, they were huge. They were the big hog mollies that you expected from the Wisconsin offensive lines of the Bielema era up there. They were a big, ferocious group of dudes, and they didn't have their starting left tackle, who I think might be the best of the bunch, and they were still pretty effective. So, damn, I keep saying that word over and over again. I got to stop doing that. But yeah, Bo Robbins and Deshaun McCullough are in the backfield a lot.
Yes.
And I gave
Deshaun
Alfred Bryant a
top
couple
10 freshmen, top 10 fresh. What did we say? Again, we said he had to be a playmaker. Bo Robbins had to make plays. There were guys on this defense. Cam Jones, we're going to get into
Jones
it,
is incredible.
Had to be a leader. And I'm sure you guys all covered on this on yesterday, but holy cow. Everything we said that had to happen, obviously the smallest sample size of one happened.
Yeah, you missed your opportunity to just go nuts. I mean, we talked Josh Sanguinetti yesterday. A lot of Josh Sanguinetti, your boy. We talked a lot of Cam Jones yesterday. A lot of Deshaun McCullough yesterday. So, yeah, totally. And
it was super fun watching with a bunch of Florida State graduates that, you know, DJ Matthews and Sangetti. DJ Matthews was once there, and Sangetti had Florida State in his final 3.
Yep.
It was fun watching those two ball out and rub it into the Seminoles' faces.
Yes. DJ was so big at the end. Okay, let's get in. Let's go talk about this game coming up on Saturday. Break down some key players from Idaho. I think we laughed at this last year when we did this. I'm not even sure we covered any key players when we played them last year. Those of you that don't know, they barely lost. Now, granted, the score could be deceiving. They were up 10-0 on Washington State, who over under is supposed to have 8.5 wins according to Vegas this year. They were up 10-0 on Washington State. Washington State then scored 24 unanswered, I believe. And then Idaho scored a later touchdown to make it 17-24, but still quite the butt pucker of a game against an FCS team at home. So we'll go over some of their guys. First, we'll start with the quarterback. He's a freshman, Giovanni McCoy. He was 21 of 32, 212 yards, 2 interceptions and a touchdown. Here's a stat that stuck out to me. He was sacked 7 times. I don't even know if he's going to play. I mean, I don't think he got injured, but sacked 7 times is crazy.
So first of all, I love his name. I mean, that is a quarterback's name, without a doubt.
From Cali, I believe. California.
He is, but he also he played 1 game last year where he also got sacked 7 times. So I think it just might be he goes through his progression super long or is maybe indecisive or again, I didn't watch any of the Washington State game, but he's played 2 games in his career, and he's been sacked 14 times.
Goodness.
He also has 2 touchdowns to 6 interceptions, and he only averages 6.5 yards a throw.
Yeah.
With a 56% completion percentage. So he's definitely on the all name team. I don't know about the all performance team.
Yeah. So a lot of the stats make me feel a lot better. I mean, Wazoo's stats overall against Idaho were good, which is why I don't understand why the game was as close as it was. It just didn't make any sense. So real quick, a couple other guys. They got a quick physical back in Anthony Woods. Watched a couple highlights. He didn't run the ball a whole lot, 9 times for 50 yards. So he's got a good average there. And then they got a speedy little dude, Jermaine Jackson, who in the post game on the radio show after the game on Friday, they kind of compared Jermaine to Seth, who was number 1 on Illinois.
I want to say Isaiah Williams.
They compared him a lot to Isaiah Williams. Now, granted, I think there's going to be quite the difference in talent. But I don't want to poo-poo too much on the FCS players and little dude 5'7".
We had our problem with these guys in the Western Kentucky game. I mean, who was the Idaho receiver last year? The small little guy that tore us up.
Number 10, I can't remember his name.
Hayden Hilton, something like that.
Something, yes.
Hayden Hilton.
Yeah. So Jermaine Jackson is. If there's anyone I'm quote unquote fearing, if you can, it's this guy.
Hayden Hatton. 6'2", 210. So a little bit different build, but he tore Taiwan Mullen up. But yeah, again, last year, you can look at stats and think that the game that we played against them should have been a hell of a lot closer than what it was. Penix had 68 yards throwing, and Tuttle led the whole thing with 91 yards. And then we had 118 yards from Carr on the ground. So there was nothing impressive that we did offensively. We had the great punt return by DJ Matthews in this game. I don't know how we scored what we scored either in this one. So who knows? I don't know which way this is going to go. They do have a stud based off of one game at linebacker, and bear with me. Fa'ave, maybe.
Well done.
So a Washington State transfer. So in the first game against his former team, he put up all career highs, 11 tackles, 1 sack, 1 forced fumble, 1 pass defended at the linebacker position. He looks pretty quick. I saw the highlight where he forced the fumble. Could be a problem on defense, but if they've just got 1, I would think we should be okay.
Walt Bell better be able to scheme up against
Walt Bell's fine. Don't worry about Walt Bell. I'm not worried about Walt Bell. What do you got? Seth wants to talk.
Yeah, I was doing a little roster analysis. I think they had 5 transfers from Washington State. So if you're looking for another reason why that game may have been a little closer than it should have been, there was a lot of familiarity between those 2 teams.
Yeah, and that's like a backdoor rivalry, I think, too. I'm not sure how often they play Washington State, but the way that I read that preview,
right next to each other.
Yeah, the way that I read the preview for their game was it seemed like they played each other quite a bit. They did not play each other last year. 2020, no way they played each other in 2020, 2019. I mean, they haven't played each other for a while, but again,
rivalries never die, man.
It's true. Cool. Well, that's it for Idaho. Does anybody else stand out? Anybody else that they've seen? Their jerseys look nice under the lights at IU. That's about the only other thing that I can add to as far as their breaking down of their team. So let's get into IU players to watch. Again, Brandon, we picked 1 if you're unfamiliar, since you did preview. Did you preview Illinois? You previewed Illinois.
I did.
Illinois with us. Okay, so we picked 1 on offense, 1 on defense, 1 on special teams. I will let either one of you 2 start.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be really boring. And it worked so well last week. Every single player I was watching was a absolute game wrecker. So I'm going to stay with mine, and I'm going to say DJ Matthews. He caught the ball across the middle. He caught the ball deep. He caught the ball east-west. Literally, I don't know a place in the field he didn't catch the ball, which meant the viewing experience of DJ Matthews was super, super fun. Again, one game, can't even call it a sample size, but I love what Walt Bell is doing. They're getting them in space. They're getting them in cross. I mean, they're getting them against different positions. I mean, again, if you were exclusively watching DJ Matthews, which I admit I didn't do 100% of the time, but I did more than any other player, you had where's he at? Where's he lining up? What routes is he running? Super fun to watch. And I'm just excited about this guy. You're always worried how a player is going to be coming off, what he had to go through. But man, he was just an absolute joy to watch.
Yeah, I agree. He was great. I thought watching Cam Camper was great too. I mean, he was such a stud, right? I can't wait for you to see him out on the field. Where was I going to go? Okay, I can go one of two ways. I want to see somebody we haven't seen yet that we thought we were going to see a lot of, and that's Jalen Lucas. I want to see him on the field. And if he doesn't get on the field in this game, barring any injuries, I don't see him getting on the field this season, which would be a huge disappointment. But I want to see him scat back. I want to see him do some crazy things, see if he can help jumpstart some of the running problems. That's who I want to see. I want to see Jalen Lucas. I've got another one that I'd like to talk about, but we'll see if Seth talks about it. Talked about it yesterday, so we'll see.
So the guy I have is Parker Hanna.
Okay.
As I said yesterday, the next 2 weeks are weeks where you want to gain confidence and experience against lesser competition. There is no better time to do that. And there's no better area of emphasis to look at the right tackle for the next 2 weeks. I don't expect perfection, but I do want to see the concept understanding. I want to see how he picks up those twists, those stunts, those ends arounds. I want to see how they, as an offensive line, can move the line of scrimmage into the opposing territory and start to, I read the Walt Bell quotes and he was like, oh yeah, we didn't run by design. We knew that was just kind of, generic body blows. We weren't expecting to hit any home runs. Well, the next 2 weeks, you can hit home runs. The opportunities will present themselves. Now, will the execution support that?
Yeah. You know what? I didn't see that quote, but that makes a lot of sense. And we talked about that yesterday, where none of the runs seemed anything other than just like up the middle. There was not a whole lot of outside running plays, techniques, or anything outside of maybe, and any read option was not a read option. It was just a handoff.
Yeah, the quote was something along the lines of, we knew going into the game that we weren't going to run the ball, so we didn't even really make it an emphasis other than to keep them honest.
Gotcha. But the other one I wanted to add in, and Brandon,
to be fair, real quick on that, we threw the ball 52 times.
Oh yeah.
Dropped back 53, only got sacked once. Now, again, Illinois doesn't have any brutal pass rushers. They do have a big defensive line, but they're not exactly, they're there more to clog it up than they are to actually put pressure on the quarterback. But still, no sacks.
Well, one sack you just said. But
well, yeah, one sack. But
that one sack was the one where he should have just thrown the ball away.
Yeah.
So we should have got out of it with no sacks.
So yeah, no, I'm right with you there, Seth. I know you're offensive line play a little bit better than I do, even though we were both corners. But that's a good call on Parker Hanna. I didn't even think in my brain.
Yeah. So then my last one, real quick, we'll move on to defense. But Seth talked about this yesterday, and it really was, I didn't get it, I don't think, until today. Let's develop a third option in the passing game. Especially Saturday, and then definitely against Western Kentucky. So is it going to be Barner? Is it going to be Swinton? Is it going to be MHB? Is it going to be McCulley? I don't know. I thought McCulley looked really good out on the field. The few plays he was out there, I thought he looked the part. He looked smooth at wide receiver. I'd like to see him emerge, because that would be a hell of a threat as a third option. I think Barner's fine. I think Barner will be great. He's only a sophomore, so give him a little bit of time.
I mean, I think he's going to catch 50 balls this year.
Oh yeah,
I really do.
I think he'll. And I've said this. I think I said it yesterday, or I said it at some point. I think he's, and I'm not the only one that said it, I think he's probably going to be, when it's all said and done, maybe the best statistical tight end in the history of the program. So we have to see it happen. So on defense, who you watching?
Cam Jones. Guy's
Cam
just
Jones.
just absolutely a dog.
He's so good.
His energy, I don't remember his energy being like this previous years. I don't remember him being a vocal leader like he did. So man, his celebrations were just so fun. I was mimicking everything he was doing on TV. I was being my standard obnoxious self. God, he was a blast to watch. Pre-play, during the play, post-play. God, Cam Jones, baby. Cam freaking Jones. I'm watching him again.
Seth?
So I got McCullough.
Okay.
He showed his own against the Big Ten that he fits in. He belongs with the Big Ten as a freshman. Now what you want to see is you want to see him elevate and dominate against lesser competition. You really want to see if he can take over a game, make an offensive lineman just quiver, understanding that he's lined up across from him, and then, again, carry over that confidence into the following weeks. So I just want to see if he can take over a game. I know that's a lot to ask for a guy in a second game, but if anybody can do it, it's him. And I'd love to see him use this as a springboard into the rest of the season.
Yeah, other than his tiny hips, which Seth always likes to talk about, when you see him out there on the field, again, in person, when you see him, I don't know what he translated like on TV, but I mean, he was everywhere. And a lot of the angles that we had with Illinois going away from our end zone, you could see what DeVito was looking at, and it looked like a monster on the other side of the ball because he's taller, he's 3 inches taller than DeVito. And he just towers over everybody. And because he doesn't go down, he's not in a 3-point stance. He's standing up and he's moving. So whether he's on the end or he's behind whoever we have on the end or behind one of the D tackles coming in on the inside rush, it's intimidating for sure to see. My guy, real quick, the new starter, defensive end, Bo Robbins. If Idaho gave up 7 sacks to Wazoo, what can Bo do? I don't know. We'll see. I think he's going to have a big game. Should have a big game. Hopefully he doesn't get the new starter, diarrhea or something. And I don't know. Speaking of diarrhea, Sean Clifford, that's what everybody thinks he had against.
Yeah, but we'll leave the puking and
Purdue.
Diarrhea to whatever's going on in West Lafayette because there seemed to be a ton of that last Thursday night.
Oh, God, I saw the puking the other day. Yeah, I saw that. Thursday, I think I saw that. No, it was Thursday was a game. I forget whenever it was. I just saw it, though. That was messed up. Okay.
I mean, if you had to spend time in West Lafayette, you'd probably puke and shit yourself.
Seth he had one good podcast. None of that goes on. And then here he comes right back. Special teams. Who are we watching?
No, can I go one thing about the defense real quick?
Yeah,
not to make this a post-game preview, because again, I'm sorry I missed it. But we heard before the Illinois game that they were going to practice team defense. And what I interpreted that is there's not really many guys who can go get a tackle by themselves. They were a swarming team defense. I mean, if you look at it, and there was always a couple guys around the ball. And if you look at the stat sheet, there were 97 tackles and only 47 solos. That's not a bad thing. That means there are multiple guys there instead of just one guy having to make a tackle. So again, I forget if it was Tom Allen or the defensive coordinator that said that we are going to be a team tackling unit, but that was very much true.
Yeah, it was Wilt, the DC that talked about it, called it a swarm D mentality. So, okay, cool. Special teams. I got Chuck Campbell. I don't think I'm going to take him off. At least until
we needed every bit of them. Again,
was there? Hold on,
3 for 3.
real quick. I forgot to reference this yesterday. Was there a controversial make?
Illinois thinks there was.
Did they
according
even
to
talk
the
about it on
247
TV or
boards?
anything?
Illinois thought the one went over the right, like it went right of the upright instead of squeaking in the left. In the TV and on TV, it looked obvious. I don't know what it looked like in person, but I thought it was the one where Chuck leaned. Remember the one where he leaned to the left?
Both times he kicked a field goal, I literally walked away going, "It's good." I didn't even watch it. I saw him kick it. Once he kicked it, or I guess 3 field goals. Once he kicked it, I just got up and said, "Nah, okay, go get a beer."
No, there was a close one. There was a close one that I don't even want to say snuck, but like it kind of got lost in that nighttime air. But Illinois thinks it was a controversy.
I don't know. Don't get stopped on 2 4th downs and don't get stopped on the 2. Like just kick field goal. You guys would have won. They would have won the game. So, I think math. We would have at least gone to overtime. So
Yeah, I'm Chucky too. By the way, I don't need to say anything.
Okay. Seth, special.
I'll make mine
teams.
quick. Yeah, it's Cooper and Lucas. Whoever's going to be returning kicks, I want to see those two kids out there playing.
Cooper seemed like he'd be a lot bigger wide receiver in person. To see a number 3 back there, I thought it was just Taiwan when he put gloves on. He doesn't seem real big. So I don't know. I want to see him with the ball in his hands. He said he had 1 return, but I don't remember that return.
I don't either, but he did have a down plate on a punt return.
Okay. Okay, real quick, and then we'll get into randos and predictions and all that stuff. So, super quick word from Mona on Track Club. MTC is Indiana's running brand built on a deep love for the sport and the Hoosier State. They craft products, tell stories, create experiences that aim to celebrate, support, and add to Indiana's running culture. Check out the link in the show notes for more details on their club runs and to shop their gear from shirts to hoodies to koozies. As a thank you to our listeners, they are offering 10% off your order. Use promo code LEO10 at checkout, LEO10 at checkout. That gets you 10% off. Just keep doing it as much as you can until he shuts it down. Now let's go back to the show. Everybody's favorite part, Brando's randos. Brandon, what do you got?
All right, I got 2 love it or shoves it here. First one, I always bring it up every time it happens. We got a night game. I think I love nighttime conference games. I think I can care less nighttime non-conference cupcake games. What are your guys' thoughts?
I agree, but I'm not get off my lawn guy about it yet.
All right, let me do it then.
Okay.
All right, move along. So here's the deal. It's a buy game. And you're paying these people to come over to your house and have a good time. You don't want to do that under the bright, shiny lights where everybody's going to be paying attention. You want to sneak that into the noontime kickoff where people can get kind of lackadaisical and do some errands, do some things like that where they can, multitask. There we go. So yeah, it's I don't want to make any comparisons, but I'll just say it's the one you want to hide on the schedule. It's not the one where you want the big night lights or the big bright lights of Showtime shining on Bloomington.
What time does Indiana State play?
I think we played 4.
I remember we used to play Indiana State under the lights too, Brandon. So I
think
it.
That's different when it's in state. Like at least there's a little bit like, oh, my brother goes there, my cousin goes there, my neighbor went there, my childhood best friend went there. Like it's a little bit different than Idaho, right? Like when we used to play Southern Illinois. I think we played Southern Illinois on the lights. Like that's still just like, why, man? Like I would go to this game if it was noon. I'd probably go to this game if it was a 3:30. I'm not going to this game because 8:00. Like I'm not getting a babysitter. I'm not, getting home at 2 a.m. Like I'm just not gonna do that. I mean, again, I know that makes me sound like an old person. I'm only 34 years old, and I probably sound, way older than that. But like, man, I want to get to Memorial Stadium, but I'm just not doing it.
You're missing a boys tailgate. You're missing an all dudes tailgate. Seth's leaving a rehearsal dinner for it. But no, yeah.
If my wife lets me, yes.
No, you better be there. She already said you can go. But yeah, no, I get it. I almost wonder if it's not part of a contract, Brandon. I wonder if they're not when they signed to this. I wonder if they're like, yeah, we'll come, but we want to play under the lights, or I don't know. Who knows? They don't get that opportunity very often, I'm assuming. I mean, they play under the lights every game at home. So, I mean, how much does the FCS really play night games?
I don't know. All right, next one here. Love it or shove it. Vandals as a mascot.
Google's what Vandal is, I guess.
So I would shove it because if they went all with like a masked Wild West robber and like really played it up and had like a guy with 6 shooters in the end zone, like I'd be all for it. But they desensitize it so that it's just like the V. and it doesn't really do anything for me. So I think in its appropriate usage, it would work, but they fail miserably.
Yeah, no, we're agreeing a lot because we're both very smart,
We're smart,
very good looking, all those things. I love the concept of a Vandals. Like, think of all the uniform things that you could do. Like you said, the helmet things you can do, the mascots that you could do with the Vandals. So
They
I
used to
love
have
it
a
in
good one, didn't
concept. I love it in concept, hate it in execution. So there it is.
I think they used to have a pretty decent mascot. They've got one. His name's Joe Vandal. He looks like a Viking. He just looks like a Viking with a massive mustache and like chin beard. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I get it.
All right, next one. These are all IU related. The student section looked awesome on TV. I saw everything on Twitter that the students did their thing. What more can the students do? And I'm obviously pointing this, both towards Michael, but also towards Seth on like what other fan sections do that the students can kind of double down on.
Stay in a conference. Like, you're in a conference game up 6 on a Friday night. Why do you leave? Why are you leaving the stadium? Stay in the stadium. The whole first half, it was packed. That whole east side of the stadium was packed. Floor to ceiling, packed. There's pictures all over Twitter of everything. Second half was nothing.
So here's my question. What do you guys do between the third and the fourth quarter? Like, Purdue does shout, Wisconsin does jump around.
Nothing.
That's what I think a lot of the students stay for a lot of times. That way they at least stay the first 5 minutes of the fourth quarter. Give them something to do between the third and the fourth quarter that make them stay in their seats. It's fun. I think the other thing that I hated at first, but was kind of the basketballization and the kind of the European soccerization of the stadium experience, where everything is like sing-alongs and dance-alongs now. So the more you can get that kind of student interaction, that the TikTok generation always wants to do like a new like IU dance or something, So I always think that always helps. Even
what
though
if they did like Jack and Diane by John Mellencamp?
There you go. Boom.
That'd be good.
Like, to start the fourth quarter, the whole stadium sings Jack and Diane.
Yeah, they all get a Coors Light in the third quarter, and then they sing Jack and Diane with a beer in their hand. That sounds perfect.
Like, I think that'd be awesome. You could even do Small Town. I think Jack and Diane you can sing a little bit better. At least I can sing. Like, I know the words to Jack and Diane a little bit better than Small Town. But dude, again, Seth and I right on the same page. I was gonna bring up that exact same thing.
Yeah, I like that idea. You said you had one more?
Rando, yes, I do. My last one here is, when do you pull the starters in a game like this? Like, how much of this is warm up and how much of this is buy game, get a win? Like,
4 touchdowns. Once you hit the 4
possessions.
4 touchdowns, 4 possessions. Well, I mean, that could be 12 points technically, but I'd say if you're saying four scores, 4 touchdowns,
25 points.
Yeah. Yep. Well, 24, but that's fine. 24.
You can get 3. You can get 3 8-point touchdowns. You get 24.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think it's probably 5 minutes left in the third quarter. Start and then or at least in the third quarter, do heavy subs. Do entire line shifts, or do give the second and third back the entire drive, something like that, where you're really mixing it up before you go straight 2s and 3s.
Yep. I would do it a little bit earlier. I'd have a hard halftime cutoff. I mean, unless it's like a 3 or 10 point game, right? Like, if we're up 17, I'm cool pulling the starters.
Yeah, but I don't think you can be up 17. They get the ball back, they score, and then be like, "Oh, sorry, Connor, you got to go back in."
It happens in basketball all the time.
Yeah, I know that, but that's different because you're legitimately pulling off 11 people off the field and being like, "Yeah, you guys got to put your shoulder pads back on and get back in there. These guys stink." And then you got to go again. So I get it. I think 4 is safe. I know it seems like a lot, but I'm trying to see when they polled. I'll do some research, see whenever they polled Penix last year. That's
Cool.
it for you, right?
Who do you want to see more of if and hopefully when that happens? For me, we've already mentioned a lot of them. It's Omar Cooper and Donovan McCulley. Those are probably the two guys that I'd want to see. And then I hope we don't put in Tuttle, but we probably will. I'd love to see Dexter Williams get some game action.
Yeah, I would too. Yeah. By the way, they took out Michael Penix after the second possession of the third quarter when they were up 42-14.
28 points.
28 points. They had already given up a touchdown to go 42 because it was 35-7 at half and then 42-7 immediately after. And then quick touchdown or a long touchdown by Idaho. And then they pulled them after a punt. So I was not listening. Oh, who would we like to see? I'd like to see the running backs, the guys that did not transfer or freshmen, so the redshirt freshmen. If Trenton Howland is back, I'd like to see him. I'd like to see some David Hollowell again. A couple of the games he did play in, he showed a pretty good burst whenever he got a hole last year. I'd like to see that. I mean, any of the receivers too. I would like to see Omar Cooper run some routes.
Yep.
I'd like to see some Jacques Smith. Any of that stuff. I'm cool with any of the backups.
This week and next week are the only 2 weeks that Brendan Sorsby could see any kind of playing time.
Sorsby, don't do that to me, man. I'll have to stay for the whole game.
I'm just asking. Is that something you'd be interested in seeing?
I
want Dexter Williams.
Okay. I want Sorbs. That's the answer. That's the future of IU football. All right, Seth, what's in your sack, bud?
All right. I got 2 things here. You normally talk about the opposing coach. I don't think you touched base on this. Jason Eck,
right? Yeah.
He is first-year coach. He was the offensive coordinator at South Dakota State. I'm not sure if you played too much attention to championship level. So their offense has been off the charts the last probably 4 or 5 years, been very good. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see if they bring over that scheme, if that's effective. He has ties to Ball State 09 and 10 and played for Barry Alvarez at Wisconsin in the late 90s. And then here's my question for you guys. I know we played them last year too, but why Idaho? If you're buying a game, why not a local FCS team like Indiana State, Illinois State, Southern Illinois, Youngstown State, Eastern Kentucky? Do you care? Makes travel easier. Surely more Indiana State fans would travel compared to Idaho. I know Purdue's playing Indiana State. I'm not trying to
No, so this is an easy question to answer. So when this game was originally scheduled, all these games have been scheduled for years at this point. They were FBS when we scheduled them. So do you really want to buy them out of that, or do you just want to keep the wins on the schedule and just don't schedule any FCS teams the rest of the way? So there you go.
You feel tough,
Yeah.
smart man?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't think that one through. My bad.
There you
That's
go.
all I got.
Cool. Prediction time. We don't have to guess the starting quarterback this time, so that's cool. Seth just has to put up our predictions. Seth, what is your prediction?
I kept it simple.
Okay.
It's going to be a blowout early and often. Everybody hopefully stays healthy. I think they cruise to a 45-13 win.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I think this is 31-3 at halftime.
Okay.
48-10. I could even see it maybe mean like 38-10, like it's 7-7 in the second half, because I want 80% backups in the second half.
Okay. Yeah, I've got kind of the same deal here. I picked the highest score, I think, though. I think IU rolls again. I think that the running game goes nuts. I think we also grab another special teams touchdown against them, wherever that comes from. IU 52, Idaho 10. So,
hey, I won the prediction last, didn't
I?
No, you were awful. You were 19-13. Seth was 23-21, and I was 24-20.
Yeah, we both
I got last.
Yeah, you got last. Yeah, we ripped you yesterday.
Yeah, deservingly so.
Okay, predictions are done. Seth will put those up on the Twitter tomorrow. Real quick, final or another reminder, tailgate. Seth should be out there. I'll be out there. Brandon won't. Same spot, lot 2. We'll take a picture, all that cool stuff. I'll have a couple other crazy dudes out there with us. The guy that wore the Illinois shirt last week, he'll be back. I don't know if he has an Idaho shirt or not, but if he does, he'll wear it. If not, he'll just be fine. And then the other guy, I don't know, he'll just show up. But we'll be there. We'll have more hard liquor, do some shots with us, take some pictures, do whatever you guys want to do. It doesn't matter. Cool. So there we go. Anything else you guys want to add to that before we get out?
IU football is fun again. I just love the scrolling Saturday morning. I love the scrolling all week, watching the content IU football puts out there. It's fun to have content to put out there again as a IU podcast content company, but you get what I'm saying? Like, holy cow, it's been fun. Like I've had more fun with IU football in the past 5 days than I've had in the past 5 months. If you're not consuming it, if you're not following it on Instagram, if you're not following it on Twitter, you're doing yourself a disservice. Just get out there, consume it all. Like I've watched the Pamela Warren clip. I've watched the Cam Jones clip. I've watched all Tom Allen's videos. It's just a ton of fun.
And you know what else it does? And now it doesn't go so much for this Saturday because we actually are playing on Saturday, but man, it made it so easy to watch college football game on Saturday. Because I get depressed, man. If they lose, I can't watch it. I don't know. Maybe that kept me away from the Colts. The Colts used to be kind of a saving thing. I'd be like, oh, well, at least the Colts are there. And then they would disappoint me. And then I'd have to wait until the following Saturday to get disappointed again. And then talk to you guys in between. So, and that's what we do. Be sure to check us out. It's on Twitter. The podcast, the handle is @podcastleo. That's where Seth is going to be doing all his damage live from the stands. If he can get a signal to get him sent out, he'll try. So if it happens after you're streaming, it's just because he can't get it out of his phone. So be sure to download, follow, rate, review on all of our platforms. If we are not on something you guys want us on, let us know. We'll get there. Until then, we love you guys. We'll talk to you guys again after the victory over Idaho. Love you guys. Elio.
Elio.
He said it. That was terrible. Why is my voice sound like that? He said it.
Elio. Awesome day. Elio. Thank you so much, Rick. I appreciate that. Elio. All right. Great. Elio. Appreciate you guys. Elio. You're welcome, Dave. Have a great day. Elio. Have a great day. Elio. Appreciate you being here with us. Have an awesome day. And Elio. Oh, thank you so much. Elio. Well, thanks so much, Elio. Hey, thanks so much, Mike. Appreciate that. Elio. Appreciate you guys, man. Have an awesome day. Elio. Awesome. Elio. Elio.
Warning, the following ZipRecruiter radio spot you are about to hear is going to be filled with F words.
When you're hiring, we at ZipRecruiter know you can feel frustrated, forlorn even, like your efforts are futile, and you can spend a fortune trying to find fabulous people, only to get flooded with candidates who are just fine. Fortunately, ZipRecruiter figured out how to fix all that. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/zip. With ZipRecruiter, you can forget your frustrations because we find the right people for your roles fast, which is our absolute favorite F word. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day.
Fantastic.
So, whether you need to hire 4, 40, or 400 people, get ready to meet first-rate talent. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/zip to try ZipRecruiter for free. Don't forget, that's ZipRecruiter.com/zip. Finally, that's ZipRecruiter.com/zip.